All right, all right. Welcome to Big Dad Energy. You know, I'm Jay, and that's my co-star, Ira. What's happening? Today, we're going to be discussing or answering Google's most searched dad questions. See if we can pull up some funny ones, some deep ones, and talk about it.
So we tried to Google the most commonly asked questions.
We tried to do the celebrity Google question thing. Didn't work. Not enough people Google these things, which kind of makes sense in fatherhood. Not enough people reach out or care that much. But that's why we're here.
Okay, I got an old one from November 2023 when Chat-GPT was just like kind of rolling out.
There you go.
Dad life, 100 questions.
Let's go.
How did becoming a dad change your perspective on life?
That's deep right away. God, just jumping right into it. Do you want to go back and forth asking? We can both answer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How did becoming a dad change the what part of my life?
Just your
Perspective. Everything. Simple and to the point, literally everything. Actually, we were just in the car. I was talking about this, how when I was a kid, I was always thinking, oh, when I have kids, like, they're not going to be sheltered. They're going to, live in this, just see the world and we can be in the city and be everywhere. And then now I'm like, no, like, I want to keep them in the house and keep them sheltered from the world because I don't want them to ruin my baby.
Yeah.
But even off of that, I feel like for me, it's just the moment my son was born, I feel like I had to change so much internally. I didn't know so much about myself and how as a potential leader and have all like the responsibility. I had to grow up, I mean, you sooner than I, because I had when I was 23.
It's young.
So, but God, yeah, everything changed, and then everything was the lens of how can I now make the best life for them.
Right.
Every step I took was like, okay, well, how does this affect my kids, or how does this affect
everything revolves around that.
It's not what am I gonna do next week? It's more like, well, what's the next 5 years? What's the next 10 years? What's the end goal? Where are we gonna get? Right. Everything gets so
exactly.
It's the best way I could put it. I don't know. How about
you?
No,
it puts everything in perspective. For me, I knew it would like calm me down and it would ground me, because for me it was one of the most ultimate like commitments.
Right.
Having a family, a wife and a child, or a partner and a child, whatever. Yeah, that's to me the highest commitment. And so from where I was coming from, I was 18, just got out of the little juvenile institution doing a little baby time or whatever. But I was a rambunctious kid. I was a hoodlum, you know what I'm saying? A little badass motherfucking kid. Didn't have a good father figure. You know what I'm saying? Didn't have the direction, the guiding compass or whatever. So that's what I did is I went into fatherhood as a stepfather initially, and then just went full force.
Which is wild you start at that point.
I know, yeah. A lot of
and young. Yeah, you said 18.
I was still in high school.
18, and now I'm a stepdad.
Yeah, we moved out. Yo, but it poses its own challenges being a young parent at 18. Having a lot of responsibilities and not even really being developed and comprehending what you're doing.
Especially that young 18, bruh. I didn't even know what I wanted to do in life at 18.
I thought I knew.
Yeah. I was like, art school is my only first guess, and that failed. But
the system failed you.
Thanks. But it's just, I can't even imagine having a child that, even the teenage people, that have a kid at that age, like, bruh, being a teenager at 23, I feel like I was too young. I wasn't ready. I wasn't mature enough, but it matures you.
Yeah.
Right.
And I knew it would do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, like, it's also you have a life that you're so you're playing around with a life. You're making mistakes.
It's a human child. There's a heartbeat, a soul.
You're bound to make mistakes. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Hopefully you're a good person, and those mistakes aren't like serious trauma, because that's
Facts.
what got me to be a better parent. Is I was like, I was a stepchild at one point,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And it was a very volatile relationship, you know what I'm saying? So then moving forward, I was like, okay, well, I know what not to do,
Right.
It just puts everything in perspective. But another thing it put in perspective for me was it prioritized everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? It really prioritizes things. So yeah, that's what I would have to say on that.
Yeah. Long story short, it's like your world just 180, not a 360. You haven't made it back yet.
Right.
180.
It's a complete like self-sacrifice of a journey. You know what I mean?
Because it's nothing. It's just you. Because even though when you have a girlfriend or a significant other,
Right.
it's kind of like you versus the world, but it's so much easier. Like you're both adults. You both can handle things.
You both can split up.
You both get split up, or everything's 50, or maybe 50-50, whatever. But when it is a literal baby or a little kid, and then from there it's like not like that child needs all of you. You need to not only support, but then whatever you think a father is at the point, which grows over time, whatever you think it is, you have to be that, which isn't what you were just yesterday.
Absolutely. Right.
And then that also, like for me, it was the lens too of like you just said, like you didn't have much of like a figure to go towards. Luckily, I kind of did.
Yeah, that was one of the good figures in my life. You know what I mean? That was cool. Uncle was great.
But even then, like there's things when I was young, I didn't quite understand why he was the way he was, and I knew he was a good dad, but it didn't quite hit home until I was like, oh, that's why. That's why he yelled at me that one time. That's why he was strict on this. Okay. But I feel like you just hit a wall with 100 miles an hour and you're just like, oh no, this is it. If you go about it like, no, I want to be a good dad, right? Because not everyone does that.
Not everyone wants to be great. That's the thing.
But that's why we're here. Big dad energy. But we both, I feel like, wanted to do that, especially you, bro. Stepdad at 18, and I remember like even hanging out, and you were like, no, like dad first. I gotta watch the kid, bro. I was like, what? Okay, sure, but like I love that. But yeah, it's a crazy time. Cool. Next question.
Share a memorable dad win moment that made you feel like a superhero.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
this is a recent one. I feel like
there's so many. I feel like randomly there's always that moment where like, damn, I'm a dad. Honestly, I feel like the one that really sticks out for me, that's the accumulation of a lot. So like right now, I'm trying not to, just for the internet's weird, like not say names and like someone can find, but my son, my eldest son,
talking cryptic,
because he's in karate and soccer and all that. So like, there's this moment seeing him participate in those things, like, wow, there's a life form that I created, and he's like playing a sport. Because it takes me back to when I was a kid, and I was like, that's just so nuts to me. Watch him do things like that, like to throw a kick to someone's head, or like hit a soccer goal, like, and that, like, oh my gosh, like the amount of like, I guess pride technically, like being so proud and like, oh my god, my son can do that. But I feel like for me as a dad, we took a trip to the beach. Seaside, that's fine. Where it's been raining like for months and like weeks, and even on the trip it was raining, and this one day the sun broke out, and it was the day we decided to go play on the beach, and it was just this gorgeous landscape of the sun hitting a cliff and then the ocean, and just seeing the smiles on everyone's face, and he's running the beach, the water, yeah. And the feeling of being able to provide that moment, or to have that family moment, it was just like, work didn't matter, money didn't, even though like all that provided this moment, nothing else mattered but the scenery and the joy on everyone's face in the sun, on the beach, in the You know, it was just like, it was the break in the clouds.
Picturesque.
Literally, like
Yeah.
the heavens opened up and it was like, no, you guys will get this day. And he was just, they were pumped. Just pumped. So that moment, I just sat back, literally just sat back and was like, dude, this is it. I feel like I made it. Like, you know, it was the most accomplishing feeling versus any promotion, anything else, like anything else. That was like, that was it. Anyway, long-winded, but that was the moment. How about yourself?
What was that? That was a camping trip? Or?
No, we just took a little family trip to, just wanted to hit Seaside. I like it. I like the town has so much to do there. There's so many like kid things, but also adult things. But you get this cool little like small town city vibe with restaurants and like arcade.
Seaside's fun.
Seaside's fun. And then the beach was there. Yeah. So we did all that, but it was just raining like the whole time. And then this one day, it just decided
you
to.
You guys got like the bungalows, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got like a little bungalow, and it was really cool. And then I just feel like all the planets aligned in this one moment. I was like, see, like we could be here, you know, like we're here, like everyone's so happy because it was like pure and innocent and wholesome, and it's hard to get that.
Went through the storm.
We went through the storm. But even all that, like they were just a good sport about it. And then like just to see him like instantly when we stepped on the sand and the sun broke through and then the ocean was coming, he was like, just started dipping. It was like, yeah, you know, doing cartwheels. It's just as a dad, I was like, I'm so happy I can watch my kids do that, but also, you know, provide that for them. So it was cool.
Yeah, those moments. I feel like all those. There's so many of those moments that happen. One of mine, I think, would be recently my daughter went to an event with me. It was like a business mixer. Shout out to Afterglow Salon.
I know that place.
Yeah. Really cool people. It was awesome. So they had a business mixer, and my daughter made stickers. She made a bunch of stickers and had a little booth there. They let her have a booth and whatnot. And so she was there selling her stickers, and everyone loved her. It was awesome.
That's awesome. Because again, like she created it. She did it. She's in, you know, this crowd of adults and like, yeah, what up? That's
It was
awesome.
amazing. She's in there dancing. She's like, yeah, my dad taught me how to crip walk. Like, I'm so glad these are my Tacoma people, you know.
Yeah, I can see it too. She would.
Yeah. So she's in the video. You can see her dancing. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. And then for my son, so I have a 13, almost 14-year-old son, and then my daughter Alira is 9. Just to give context. But my son, I think one of my favorite moments or whatever, my superhero moments, I guess it wasn't even really me being a superhero. It was more so him achieving something, and that was going from the kid class to the adult class in martial arts, you know.
Yeah.
And
as
then
a man and as a dad, dude.
Yeah, now he's fighting with men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now after that first day, he was like, "Oh, Dad, I see what you were talking about, where, you know, things are different. It's not like as easy as you think, you know." So yeah, no, that was really cool.
Dude, that's an awesome moment.
Yeah.
I love it. There's so many as a parent, and like you're just so proud. Like even on, like as simple as I remember like the absolutely failed lemon stand we tried to run. Remember you came by?
Yeah, I remember. No, that was cracking. That was cool. I liked the lemon stand, man. That was great.
Jackson was hyped.
He was having a ball.
But it was like that's one of those moments. Yeah, he was so excited, and he made this, you know, fresh lemonade. And everyone that came by we had a garage sale, lemonade. It's only he's trying to give it away for free, trying to give it $5, $1, whatever. But it was just the fact that he was just so hyped. He had his stand, and he was trying to be his little business. But like, there's so many moments like that like pop. I love it. And you just get these little proud, like that's my kid. That's my kid.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Next question.
That
was a good one. How do you navigate the delicate balance between being a friend and a parent to your children?
This could be a video in itself. Probably will be. Coming soon. Oh, man. You can go first this time.
Okay. Well, first off, I tell them I'm not here to be your friend.
Point blank.
Point blank. we'll be having a good time. We'll be up like midnight or something, and it's
Yeah.
me and my son talking, open heart, and we're having a great
Mm-hmm.
conversation, and he's venting about something, or we're saying, having an open conversation, and then I'll remind him like, yeah, but this is why your mother did that, or this is
Right.
why I am this way,
Right.
like right now you're up, you're supposed to be asleep, but we're having a mature conversation in whatever the case may
Mm-hmm.
be, but at the end of the day, while we're having it and kicking and jiving and whatnot, I'm here to make you better and improve you. I'm not here to be your friend ever,
Right.
but I'm glad we can be friendly.
Right.
I
feel like that's so important because growing up too, there's a lot of parents and adults that just like, they don't tell you the reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that you do that. I do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
This famous line I learned from work when I was becoming a manager. My old buddy told me, he said, hey, be hard on policy, but soft on people.
Right.
I love that thing.
Yeah, I heard that before. Yeah,
I was like,
it's a good one. It's a good
dude,
one. Yeah, I like
because that affects not only management of the people, but also being a parent.
it.
Dude.
Puts it in perspective because you got business, but then you also got to be like human,
Right? Like, I'm your dad.
Yeah, exactly.
But I still love you, and we can still talk. Right?
Yeah. I was still a child before.
Yeah, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But we're standing on business.
Yeah, absolutely.
You broke the policy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I love you,
Yeah.
but you still in trouble.
Yeah, that was like this morning. So we had to, right when I had to go back. So we were very unprepared today. We're on colored folk time to the max, forgetting things and whatnot, just running late. And so we had to run back and get some SD cards and get this, that, and the third. Both houses, by the way. My house and his house.
Forgot my laptop.
Right. And so when we stopped at my house,
Yeah.
I recognized my son was up. Cool. Well, he should be doing chores, or he should be doing school. He's online school. He should be doing something.
Mm-hmm.
What he shouldn't be doing is either still sleeping or on video games or some sort of device. Well, I see that you're up now, and I also see that the laptop's in here. And last it was out in the living room last. And why is it in here now? And did you ask? Got a lot of questions all of a sudden. And wow, this is a messy room.
And it's just slowly escalating.
No, I didn't go in like that, but
it's just
that's what it was at the end of the day, because he tried to have an attitude and stuff. Having an attitude. I said, and then I laid it out, and I got real close to his desk, and I said, son, this is why I get so mad. I could be taking your privileges. I could be yelling at you right now. I said, but you fucked up. You are upset that you got caught.
Yeah, basically. We're
gonna move on. I'm in high emotions right now. You're in high emotions right now. You're gonna get up, do your chore, take care of business. I'm gonna go out here, and we're gonna move on. And it got, situated, and he started doing his chore or whatever. But yeah, it's always a praise kind of,
I learned that in martial arts too.
Exactly.
That's what so sometimes I get at fault where I always praise after, or I come back. My dad did the same thing, but I always sometimes forget to praise like first and then correct. Yeah. Sometimes it's just like, we've had this conversation, dude.
Yeah. Ugh. Sometimes I don't. Yeah. Sometimes the formula just isn't praise first.
Sometimes it just ain't.
It's like, I'm gonna just support it double time after.
But I think the point of the question, and you answered it beautifully, is that it is a delicate balance, and there is a line. And then in my own household, it is what we just said. Like, it's hard on policy, soft on people. Like, buddy, I'd call him, buddy. But it's like, we can always talk. And if you have something you're feeling, even if you're mad at me, did I do something? You can always bring it up in a respectful manner.
Right. We
can always talk about it. We can have heart-to-hearts. We can just always have an open dialogue. But at the end of the day, no, I'm daddy. I'm father. You are son. There is a hierarchy here. And that is the way it has to be. Because like you said, I have to guide you. I have to mold you. Like, I've lived life. You haven't yet. And my job is to make you better, hopefully better than me, and to be a good citizen and to be a good person. And so sometimes we have to. So I also do the same thing. Every time he gets in trouble, even if the first initial thing is like, nah, you're in trouble, I always go back after, and then we sit down and I'd like talk it through, just so he can see why.
Yeah.
And then
explain it,
and
articulate.
then and I ask them like, what will. I try my best to even give him the decision to pick what happens, or B, or like, why do you think Daddy did this, or why do you think you got in trouble? To have him answer it too, to make sure he also understands, like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that.
Right.
And so far, it's been working. There's times he almost didn't get Christmas presents this year.
I swear, stop playing with me.
But
I'll call Santa right now.
right. I'm like, Elfie, because we had the shelf on the, or Elf on the Shelf. I'm like, he already wrote a letter.
Right.
He read it too. I'm like, see, this is a letter sent off. Santa got it. Better act right.
It's like, dang.
But I love that, and I think we need more of that too. It's open, like, I'm still here. I love you. We can talk, but business is business.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. It is a hard, delicate. I mean, I feel like sometimes I stay up at night thinking about that. Like, did I do this right? Did I do that right? Did I go out, about it correct? Am I thinking correctly? Am I in the wrong? Because my dad always did that growing up. He always, to this day, if we have a conversation or if we even disagree on something, he'll always call back, you know what, I thought about it. What's your perspective on this? But he always did that. At least got my perspective, even if, at the end of the day, stood on business. Sure. I mean, there's times where, he had to put me on the ground, put me in a headlock, put me in something. It happens. But he at least always came back after and be like, no, let's talk about it.
Right.
And I feel like I adopted that. Cool. Think we did it? Do you have any more to add?
No, that was a good one.
That was good.
Cool. Okay. Share a funny parenting moment that still makes you laugh. I've got one off the muscle.
Hit it.
So my son was going to an elementary school. He was in like probably 3rd or 4th grade. Around 3rd or 4th grade. Anyways, so he wrote, like, they had an assignment where you had to draw a picture and then describe what it was about. And so he drew a picture of all of us at the dinner table sitting around talking, and everyone was like laughing. But what the conversation was about, and mind you, the teacher brought this up in a conference. She showed me the picture and whatnot. It was because I told them of a story where I was at the gym and I sharted on myself.
And he put that in the thing?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Shared it with the whole class.
Oh.
So his teacher on conference day was like,
hey.
So your kid's really fucking up and everything, but here's this. Yeah, I didn't really like that teacher, but that was a funny moment.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, she dogged on my kid, but that was a funny moment, But yeah, it brought some trauma with that teacher. We had some problems with the teachers. Sorry, I brought up a little issue.
Now we're on a whole different subject. It was funny, and now it's not anymore because
my fault. I get territorial over my kid.
Oh, of course. Well, if something bad, now I'm back there. Now, I'm back in the trenches.
I know. Gosh, damn. Okay. What about you?
No, there's just so many funny things that kids do. One of my favorite things. Such a character. He's a personality. This one time he was a toddler, and to go to the bathroom, he would like just strip naked to do it.
Yeah, they do that.
He came out the bathroom, just draws on his ankles, and
Is this in public?
No.
Oh, okay.
Luckily.
Okay, that's funny.
But he had some toilet paper sticking out of his butt, like long piece, like it was all the way down to the floor. And he comes out, and then he realized it was on accident, but then he realized it was there, and then for some reason it popped in his head. He goes, "Hey," because we just watched Frozen. He was like, "I'm Elsa." Because Elsa has the big ice dress, so he thought the white dress. So he was like, "Look, I'm Elsa." The toilet paper just hanging out of his butt.
Oh, he's a funny one. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's great.
Cracks. Yeah. He's a character.
Awesome. Okay. Next question. How do you handle parenting differences between your own upbringing and current parenting trends?
Oh, current trends?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was like how you were brought up and then what like you are doing now differently. But if it's like what the masses are doing,
How do you handle parenting differences between your own upbringing and current parenting trends?
I'll just be upfront. I don't give a damn of the current trends and what the masses are doing. I feel like we are clearly doing a disservice to our kids. I see that in the schools. I see that when I take my kid to his practices. Parents are so helicopter parents now, or like the kids just run the house. There's no discipline. There is no structure for the most part, and not to be like that boomer, but like I just don't think there is. Okay. I'll retract and I say I don't think there's much of a trend. I think there's a lack of parenting nowadays.
Mm.
I don't blame the kids. I think the parents suck right now. And a lot of people are setting bad examples. But how I was brought up versus my parents were different, completely different types of people. Mom was a very spiritual, free floating butterfly, loved everyone and everything, and the world is I don't know, your oyster. Yeah. And my dad, from the military, not so much a good childhood growing up, was a little bit more strict and about business and about what's up. Now I'd shared, how caring he was too. But, there was some chipping away at the exterior to get to the gooey center for sure. So, I mean, I think I was blessed that way to where I had both sides. Of course, growing up for me, I gravitated towards my mom or both. But, as a kid, if you go towards the more fun, loving, so,
I want the easy way. I want to be comfy.
Yeah, I can almost, sorry, Mom. I can almost do whatever I want, which is cool as a kid. But
it's not cool.
The older I got, the more I appreciate my dad being there because he brought me the structure. He brought me the hard work. He brought me hey, it's cool to have fun, but like you need to be about it first, right? Work first, fun later. If I didn't, I don't know what the heck where I would be. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I have nothing in common with the current trends. How about you?
I don't know about the differences. I just go hard and be great. That's all. My motto is just be great. That's it. Like, I don't care about the differences.
I like your answer more.
It's just be great. That's just for me. It's just straight off the muscle. Be great. Like you be you. I'm gonna be great. You know what I mean? So differences, I don't know. You can count them. Maybe there's a lot. You know what I mean? Like
that's a bar.
For me, I don't know.
I feel like you were like a rapper just then, or like an athlete about to get that check. You'd be like, I don't care what they say. I'm just gonna be great.
Yeah, I had to think about that question a little bit. It's kind of a trappy kind of question.
It is.
It's an interesting one, but I don't look at it. I don't look at it saying I don't know. Anyways, let's move on.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
We're back in. And this is a good time to pause and say, please like and subscribe. We're just two dads trying to hopefully make our families prosper and to spread nothing but good optimism and big dad energy around the world. Let's go. So please like, subscribe, share, ring the notification so you can see when we upload, and hopefully we do all the time. Thank you.
Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, so I'm going to share one more question.
Let's go.
And then I'm going to pass it off to you, and then you can pick a question. I'll actually pass it off while I answer first because I already kind of know what my answer is. So Share your thoughts on fostering independence in your children.
So it's a good surface level question, but it's deep because I feel like I struggle with this. Just today. Quick story. There's always a story. So the child decides he got home a little early from school. No one was home. And he took it upon himself, like, cool, I'm just going to go to a friend's house then.
Well, he made it in the house.
Made it in the house.
Right.
And then, cool, I'm going to go to a friend's house because people are there and I know it's safe. Good thinking. But didn't tell anyone about it.
He had his watch at the house, right?
The watch was at the house. Forgot to grab it.
He could have called.
He had options.
Hey, Alexa, call mom.
Yeah. Hey, call dad. Whatever. He had options.
Hey, now I'm going to call Layla.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk over to Layla, actually.
I'm just going to go. And again, he's kind of a more natural born type of leader. Like, he can take into his own hands and he'll do things. He can be independent, which is kind of good, but there's a limit. And I try to foster a lot of that in like little things in the house. Like, he has his own list of to-do lists to do for not only himself, but the house. Most things, it's like, buddy.
What happened?
Oh, sorry. In the story. Well, he got in trouble.
Okay, but he left. So he left the house.
He left the house without telling anyone, went to the friend's house, and then we get there not knowing what happened to him. So,
mind you, this is just the neighbor.
Yeah.
But still, where's my kid?
Where's my child?
Right.
And crazy things have been going on in this world. So I'm having a panic attack.
Uncle Ira's running down the block.
Uncle Ira's already like, we saw the video on our house. He went this way. Like, okay, let's go that way. So, we had a hard conversation, got some scolding, got some schooling. He had to, so I made him understand what could have possibly happened.
Right.
And what might happen if he doesn't check in or doesn't take safe precautions, and why he got in trouble. But he did get in trouble.
Yeah, he got a scolding. I mean,
yeah, and he's still in trouble. He knows better.
Yeah,
wasn't that bad. Could have been worse.
No, you handled it really well too. And I think one of the things that I noticed in the whole midst of it was you were also saying, well, you did good by going to someone you knew.
Right.
Like, that is good. You went, you knew it was safe over here. That's good. But you didn't do this, that,
X, Y, and
third.
Like, right. You had a product. You had, the idea. You just didn't execute it.
Right. So I like how you thought independently, and you knew and identified that it was safe over here, and you knew these people, but you also were a little too independent.
But you're still a kid.
Right. A little too free.
A little too free.
I mean, you could have independently set some things up. You started your homework or something. Or
could have done something more productive than go play but in general, like, I do challenge him to think independently a lot. Like, I always give him the option to pick, or little things too, like, well, buddy, you can do that. You're big enough. You're a big boy. And I think it's good that kids work on that while they're younger, because it gives them more tools and they can bet on themselves later on in life. But I do think it's a gradual curve. You got to work up to things. And right. So I try to foster as much independence with what I think the safest level is for the age group.
Appropriate to their age.
Appropriate to their age.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
For me, fostering independence would consist of business. For my kids, it's business. It's financial independence.
Right.
So I'm really pushing business on them. Also independence as taking your own safety into your own accountability.
Right.
Martial arts and things like that. What's another one that I was thinking of? Gosh, it had to do with my daughter. Oh, not being dependent on a man.
Yeah.
Or being dependent on
having a daughter,
anyone else, really, at all. standing on business, opening that jar, figuring it out. Not just because dad's just right here. Hey, dad, I know this is tough. Open it, which I do, whatever. But then I won't.
Yeah.
And then she has to open up the jar. you know?
Right. It's that pause. Like, well, pause. Let's try. Did you actually try? Did you
Right.
do it? Did you even think how to?
Try harder.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, I'm not opening it now.
Yeah. You can do it. Yeah.
So now what are you going to do? Healthy little doses of,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
1000% approve.
Yeah.
Because now, when she wants to open a jar, she knows I can do it myself.
Yeah. Right.
Which is especially in a daughter.
Mm-hmm. It's just that same type of, just that mentality. It's not the jar specifically, but
No, but that jar is a symbol for
exactly right. Yep.
a lot of things.
And I have had that jar incident, really. But yeah, that principle for sure. Just independence. I was born on Independence Day, so I'm kind of a nut when it comes to independence because I've been, I feel like dependent on society and a 9 to 5. I've been dependent on my parents' help and support, which shout out to my parents.
Right.
Love them. Amazing people.
Which I feel like we all have I do think at some point there is maybe a too far of a line of independence. I think it's really great to be able to figure everything out if you can yourself and to create yourself and to provide to others. But I also think we need
interdependence.
Yeah, like within our family, like I should be able to rely on you if said thing. But that's like an extreme level or like a more emotional level, maybe not necessarily like being. I think there's a difference between depending and being like codependent, right? Because like if you just can't function without that other person or that thing in your life. That's a difference between being like, oh, I depend on you for X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Like in a relationship or like
a partnership.
Yeah. But
a partnership.
But to be able to, I know I can do it myself, but I know I don't have to fully. Like us.
Yeah. No, absolutely. 100%. And I think it's a good way to, it's a good frame of mind to think like that. But there's also the other frame of mind where you're coming from lack of, and you feel like you are actually like dependent, when really these people are here to help you and you're not tapping into your resources.
True. True. That's a whole, that's what, like that question can be very surface level, but I feel like once you crack open one layer down, that it's an ant farm down there. Like that thing can go so many different, interpretations, so many ways you can kind of take it. So, but yeah, long story short, I think it's very healthy to try to foster independence in your children because they need to be able to break off away from you at some point, right?
Well, no matter where they end up, they have to be successful without me.
Yeah.
And so I have to
hopefully better than
absolutely better than me.
Us.
You're gonna be better than me. You don't have a choice.
Yeah,
that's the program that
kind of have to. Sorry, bud.
It is what it is. They thought it was a democracy. It was pure fascism. Pure fascism.
Tyranny, bro.
Yeah.
I'm the dictator.
Yeah.
You're gonna be happy and successful.
There's the illusion of freedom.
It's like you get freedom until it's like being a citizen.
And I just replicated the same model.
Yeah, we live in a free society. Right. You're only free until a certain point, but
yeah. 100.
I love it. Oh, I guess it's my turn to dive in. Okay, how to handle emotional ups and downs as parenting, or how to teach your kids about financial responsibility, or both.
Not the financial responsibility because I'm just learning that.
We're trying to right now.
Yeah. So I'm still.
That's true. We got to make it first, guys. And that's why you need to like and subscribe.
Right.
This video is sponsored by no one yet. Help us out.
Shout out to Riondi Photography.
Riondi Photography. Discuss the importance of family rituals and traditions. What do you feel about that?
I feel like that's the tribal aspect of having a family.
Yeah.
I feel like that's part of the reason why I had a family.
I kind of like that one.
I love it because I broke away from the traditions that I was raised up on, that I have fond memories of.
Right.
But I broke away from them because they're from a model that I'm not trying to model. There's no.
Do you want to get into details?
It's like Christmas, Thanksgiving, those kind of holidays. Those are the two particular ones
that
I'm not a fan of personally. And so we're changing that narrative. So we have to replace something with something, you know? We
Right.
can't just strip things away and then like, not replace it,
Right.
you know? What is the reason I wanted to change it is I didn't think it really meant anything good for me and my people. I didn't think it really the history of it. I didn't appreciate the history of it. I don't
Mhm.
appreciate the characters involved. I don't like the parties involved. I don't like the spelling. I don't like none of it.
Mm.
I don't like the story. I don't like ho ho ho. I don't like none of it, you know? And so none of it reaches me. None of it touches. None of it is like me. I don't see any colored folks in here at all. You know?
Well, they took him away.
Why is Santa white? Why is he breaking in my house? I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff going on here. It's chimney. Like, why the chimney? Santa, Satan? I don't know. It's all just weird to me. Okay.
Well, I think Santa in itself is a pagan something.
Yeah.
Well, there's like where it all came from. Yeah, is actually a very dark place.
Yeah. It's just,
so Thanksgiving as well.
yeah, and so I just want to create. Why not have like I like harvest. I like that time of the year. So not going into all the dark stuff and whatnot, because that can get all weird and wacky. But
it can.
yeah, all weird.
Might be.
Yeah, it's a whole nother like high podcast or something.
On the Patreon, coming soon.
Right.
Highcast, Highpod,
Ideas.
Ideas. What did we say?
I can't remember.
We had such a good name. It's fine. Let's come back to us.
So I'm trying to replace those holidays that are supposed to be holy days that are filled with other things with things that we remembered when we were a kid, like the nostalgic feelings. Like what can we extract out of that was good? You know what I mean? And so like we have a harvest, and so this last harvest we had some friends over. Really good guy. Shout out to Hanson, man. He's an amazing cat. But anyways, so we had him and his family over, and we broke bread. We had crab and whatnot from the Pacific Northwest. It was caught by natives. A lot of the food was like just special. You know what I mean? It was like local and grown, organic, this, that, and the third.
Had some purpose.
It had purpose behind everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The theme is Pacific Northwest because we live in the Pacific Northwest. My roots are in the Pacific Northwest.
You don't know where we live.
Right. Somewhere yonder. Somewhere yonder. But yeah, so anyways, just modeling it after things that represent me, you know what I mean? Represent my people, represent my family.
How does your family feel about that?
Oh, it was upheaval. It was like it's earth shattering. You know what I mean? Because it is. You're breaking the prism. It's a whole frame of mind that's different.
Everyone else is doing it. Why are we doing it?
And then you have the cultural aspect where you have multiple cultures. You're dealing with multiple different people from multiple different places and everything. So they think multiple different ways. You know, and some people will never be able to understand others.
Yep.
You know, and I can't expect people to understand fully what I understand. Right. You know what I mean? But peep the benefit, for sure. Peep the benefit, unless you're just not in a good frame of mind, then you won't peep the benefit. You know. But yeah. Anyways, I guess that's my answer.
Yeah, it was just about rituals and traditions in the family,
the importance,
or whatever you do and you feel about it. Yeah. I feel like it's very important for each family to start their own traditions and their own rituals, whatever that looks like for you. Because I think everyone's different. Everyone wants to celebrate it differently. And I feel like when you start a family, that's the time to break away from whatever you felt like you wanted to break away from, or just create something new. Now, we typically still do all the holidays, because we we make it into our own. I think is what really, I don't really subscribe to necessarily the religious aspects of some of the holidays, or the like Thanksgiving and like what really it was. I find it like we create our own type of spin on it to where, it's more important to us. And then not even just major holiday things, but like we just have like a tradition of like we go to the beach because that's like we just love the water, like things like that. Or during the week we have like our own like rituals of certain things to get everyone in the same, like a good mind frame or good like healthy space. Or it's like, oh no, every week we as a family we do this one thing to bind us and connect us as a family. I feel like everyone should have those things and not just run with whatever everyone else is doing. It's a good time to do what break some things down if you want, or create some new things that you want, whatever you think is best for you and your family. And who cares what other people says?
Right. Yeah.
I do love that though. The harvest, that's such a cool idea,
and we
bro.
do it on a different day as well. I don't want any part in any of it. You know what I mean? I don't even want to go by the same calendar. I don't even know why I'm kind of going on a rant here, but I don't even know why we have 12 months and
Rant
some of
time
them
on the Patreon.
Some of them are 28 days and some of them are 31 days. If we all had, like back on Turtle Island when we went by the turtle shell, if we had 13 months, it'd all be 28 days, and each month would start on a Monday. Each new month. How about that?
Well, once we hit
the whole world, it's the whole old world, bro. I'm trying to step out. I'm trying to mandala.
Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier. But once we hopefully make it, thanks to you beautiful subscribers out there. I need to stop plugging myself. Cringe. I know I need to stop doing it. But like we can do that. It's our world. Like if we can be with our families, financially stable, and just live our own beat or to our own drums. Our family Congo line, baby.
Yeah, creating your own reality.
None of us are stay-at-home dads.
I used to. It was the worst.
Bruh, honestly, okay, if it's past the baby phase, I can. So there's this funny manga. I'm a nerd. Manga and anime. It's called Way of the House Husband. You should. If it's funny, but it's hilarious. It's this ex-mafia boss, Yakuza, and he gets in this relationship, and she works, and he just stays at home and does everything, all the house stuff. But it's hilarious. Anyway, I mean, I think there's a certain level of me and any man and dad that wants to be the provider and go slay the dragons and just be that. But I don't know. I didn't mind it that much. I just feel like I can get whatever I want done. And I just create a system. Everyone's in that system. And there's always those moments where the kid just gets you there. Yeah.
Well, the place where I was in life wasn't like established. Like I had just bought this house and we were living in it, but it was like a project house. We bought this property with this house, and so we were living like a freaking halfway house. Trying to make it, trying to fix the plumbing, trying to do this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make repairs on the house.
That's not stay-at-home dad. That's a working on the house dad.
But it was the plantation. I don't know. It was crazy.
It was the plantation. I don't know.
It was rough.
It
was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot.
What's your take on the dad bod phenomenon, and how has it affected you?
The dad bod phenomenon, there's definitely a phenomenon behind like the whole dad. It's a thing, you know.
Yeah.
They made memes about it and whatnot.
Yeah, I meme it all the time.
Yeah.
I use it all the time. I'm working on my dad bod.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's definitely a thing. Cool.
It's just a thing that happens to everyone in like either a significant relationship or with a significant other, or you just you work classic 9 to 5 and you come home, take care of kids. A lot of people just have a hard time taking care of themselves,
right?
Because they get lost in the sauce, and it happens.
Yeah,
but doesn't mean you can't. Doesn't mean it's an excuse.
Yeah, no, I make my own narrative. You know what I mean? Like I'm just me. I don't know. I dig the dad bods are cool.
If you got it, it's okay.
Yeah. But I'm trying to be built different.
I'm trying to be him.
Yeah.
My name is Himothy the First.
Yeah. But I dig it. I know it. I know. I drink them beers and whatnot. You know, kicking it.
Do you want to dive into this one? It's gonna be clipped, and we might go viral.
Oh, shit.
Share your thoughts on gender roles and expectations.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
This is bread and butter.
I get this because of you guys, the internet, because you guys can't have a decent conversation and get your head into reality about anything. So it's gonna be fun. I mean, we're not even. If we were bigger, this would be even better.
Right.
But
yeah, so I mean, for me, I'm a man, so that's all I know. I can't really speak on anything else.
yeah,
You know what I mean? That's all I know. And I like being me. There's been times I hated me, you know, wanted to be something else, you know, wanted to be a dragon, you know, or whatever. Just not me, because I hated me, you know. But once I learned how to love me, and then from there, I was like, damn, I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I looked for role models. First, I had to love myself. You know what I'm saying? I had to find myself and learn how to love myself. But then I was like, man, what am I made of? I'm made of man. I got a dick. I got testosterone. How can I use that to my advantage? Who do I look up to? What are these kind of idolized guys that I think are cool?
How do you define a man? What is a man? What is a woman?
I mean, I'm talking like the two, you know what I'm saying? Like, not talking about the threes.
I had to. I'm sorry. I had to. Anyway, continue.
So for me as a man, I can't speak on anything else. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Because for me, there is not another thing. There is just only, the two. That's how we have in our household. You know
but what did it mean to you? So let's say you had that breakthrough. You're like, I'm just made of a man. What did that mean to you? What was your role?
To answer the question,
Yeah.
providing. Providing. Right. It's the leader. It's the head. It's the same shape as my dick. It's heading. It shows.
I can't wait for that to be in a clip.
It shows you the direction. You know what I'm saying?
He's pointing a little left today. I guess I'll go there.
Ended up on the left coast. Here I am. So for me, I'm the guiding light. I'm the you're
the
sun.
arrow. You're the compass.
I'm the sun. You know what I'm saying? They follow the North Star or whatever. The sun. They want to, the light. And so for me, taking on that responsibility to foster a family, that's what it is. Now I'm growing the garden, but now the garden is actually the mother, Earth, the mother, so now you have that other aspect with now she's watering the garden.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I provide the light and the direction or whatever, and now she can water the garden,
That's beautiful.
So I don't know.
That was a painted picture.
Good.
I like that.
Okay, cool. Because I almost went like left field there and lost it. Got lost in space.
Because you were the sun in space.
All the light.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the exact same way. And I feel like no matter how we try to cut it, even as a society, at the end of the day, we all go back to what feels the most natural. And I think what feels the most natural is definitely the man being the compass, being the leader, and being the provider. That's not saying that women can't lead and women can't do whatever. That is,
they low key run the household,
right? And even what I hate this, and like we're trying to tear down like the household in society, but I hate how they spin it to where like the woman just is this helpless thing, or like how they we try to make it think no. Behind every great king was a great queen, side by side for the most part. Like like we have.
There's definitely there was an oppressive period,
sure. Right? Not saying there wasn't, right. But I'm just saying but even in traditional households in 100 years ago, where we try to paint.
There's
this
always
picture.
been a great woman there.
Right. They're trying to paint this picture that men were just these evil creatures that just dominated over women in the household and women couldn't do anything. No, bro. Like, talk to the old OGs. Talk to the actual old people that lived during that time.
Not my black man. They was slaves, bro. Talking to the wrong men.
But in general,
now what happened? Now we mingled.
But in general, it's more not as toxic as everyone makes it out to be. So anyway, long-winded answer, but I think my role and in general is to be the provider, is to be the rock that, hey, I'm going to go make sure that our family is going to be taken care of. I'm going to make sure we get to the end goal. I'm going to make sure everyone's happy. I'm going to that is just what I have to do. I am the sun. I am your North Star. Let me take you there.
And the security too.
Right. And I will do whatever I will protect you with my life. I will, anyone comes in, I'm there. I'll take a bullet. I will, and I show them that every single day. Like in all of my actions, I will show that. And that's where that trust and the dependency comes in, because, hey, as the mother of the children, I need you to water them. I need you to nurture them. I need you to lead. Like, you are literally the kind of the leader in the house, right? Like, you are the glue that holds the house together. You make sure, like, all the things that we can to get done. I'll take the risks. I'll take all the other parts, but it takes both of us together. Like you just painted out, the sun and the watering for the plant to grow. And I feel like the more we've gotten away from that, you can see it in society. There's more, no offense to anyone, but there's too many single parent households. There's too many people with no roles and no anything. There's no guide. There's no structure to the household.
Yeah.
There's no even families like getting together, making your own traditions and making your own family, whatever you think that unit is. That's breaking up right now. I feel like that's so important.
Yeah, well, it took a lot of our leaders away at some period. So I grew up without really any men that I looked up to. You know what I mean?
I'm saying someone's fault,
if I don't even have a male role model that is sufficient enough, then obviously I'm more susceptible to other things.
No, totally. I'm not saying, but what you're doing is that. You're trying to build that household and have you and the missus be the.
So yeah, what I do for that role is to be me to the fullest and to be a great man or whatever I identify. If you whatever you identify with, be great at it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Your best capabilities.
But for me as a man, and that's what was missing in my life. There's a whole crowd of people that will be men, that want to be men, or whatever, and I need to be there for them as well.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
No, my whole point was that I just feel like, especially in social media and in the media and even in the schools, they're not even trying to have you do that.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're not even trying to have you do that. They're trying to tear all that stuff down.
I know.
We need both parties.
So that's my role is that's what I do.
I love it.
Just to answer
and I love
question.
it.
Yeah.
That's a role.
Yeah.
I think we did it beautifully. I got a little passionate there. I'm sorry.
I like it.
This stuff just gets me riled up. Because like the kids, and like you can just see it in society, and like when you go to places where there's a lot of kids, like you can just see the difference when the parents are there and present and when they're not.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like it's crazy. It's crazy, dude.
Look at my behavior versus your behavior. You know? I was wild, bro.
You were a little bit there. You scared us a little bit when I was a teenager.
God damn, boy, there was a whole
lot.
But
I didn't go nowhere.
A lot more stories than just that little cute one you got.
But you grew and you became a man, which is, I think, also a part of manhood is always growing to be better and bettering yourself. And I think that's a good role. And you did. Like you have such a beautiful story, bro. Like you really do.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people like, let's just take like my brother. He didn't make it out.
Yeah.
My cousins, some of them didn't make it out. You know what I mean? And so that's sad.
It is sad.
You know? And so that's what keeps me going is being that guy that wasn't there. You know what I mean? At work, you got young cats, 20 years old, whatever, and they have kids, or maybe they don't have kids, but being there for them, being a positive role model or whatever. You know?
Even I love because you talk about even like community barbecues, or like what you would do. Like I try to.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to do that one this summer. I tried to kind of do it last summer, where my eldest had his lemonade stand and I was barbecuing, but no one wanted to eat the food.
Oh damn! When was this? What era was this? 2020?
This was just last year.
Oh, last year.
Last summer.
Oh damn!
I was like literally had hamburgers and hot dogs and lemonade, and like no one.
Damn.
I was like, bro.
Yeah, sometimes you just had disappointing dad moments.
I guess. I was trying to be, I thought it'd be so cool. Like, I'm going to be dad of the community.
I know.
Sorry, bro. No one cares about you. How do you handle the pressure to conform to societal expectations of fatherhood?
Oh, yeah. My shining light is the G. Just be great. Or God, whatever. God is great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just be great. Like for me, that's just all it is.
Right.
It's all it is. Everything. Like I go through a lot of stuff at like work.
Right.
You know what I mean? And all I can do is be great. That's all you can do at the end of the day for me.
I love that.
It's
That helps me out.
Man, it helps me out with my integrity. It helps me out with being a father. Helps me deal with societal expectations or whatever, because then you start to look at society and you're like, well, you've got all these people on the side of the roads and stuff, and they're shooting up and they're doing all this stuff. So I don't know, maybe your norms aren't really normal, you know?
That's what I'm saying.
Say damn.
Yeah, I don't think your norm is Norman. If this is the norm, I don't think it's it.
You don't like that boy Norman right there.
Norman gotta go. Like, go find another friend. Norman can't come over no more.
People dying. This is like Norman D. Come on.
I feel like that's a good clip. I mean, I agree. I love that. I love that so much because it's like we say it's mandatory. It's one of those things to where if you believe it and you have that there, no matter what's going on, you just kind of switch. I just got to be great. That's it. Having a crap day or having like dealing with kids doing this or mom's doing that or the society's doing whatever. I don't care what you guys are doing, but I just need to be great for my family and get my kids to where they need to be. That's it. I don't care about anything else.
Mandatory.
Just be great. And that, folks, is Big Dad Energy. Good job.
Heck yeah.
We're going to be posting, hopefully often. There's going to be long-form and short-term content. But like we said in the beginning of the video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. So when we do post, hopefully you get some blessings in your inbox. And we can provide some good Big Dad Energy, BDE. Let's go.